Hello, one and all. That was so weird. Why did I say that? I hope you're all well. Today I'm just doing a little bit of a follow-up video off the last one where I opened up about my mental health and my experiences with it. And I briefly mentioned throughout this video different things that sort of helped me through this time. And gym was one of them, and that's why I'm making this video, just to go into a bit more depth about how it helped my mental health and hopefully how it can help you guys with your mental health. Look at me saying you guys, like my fan base. So as I said, gym was something that was really important to me at the time, and it provided a lot of psychological benefits that I needed whilst I was struggling with this mental health. And I think I started around the start of year 12, so it's not to say that I was necessarily being bullied at this time, but I was still suffering from the effects of that, and I hadn't dealt with my emotions at the time, so gym was a way to do that. So I think when we talk about the benefits of gym, there's some quite obvious ones. You know, it is a form of exercise, so those release of endorphins, the dopamine, you know, the feel-good hormones, they naturally make you feel a lot better. But there's also the sort of social aspects, you know, the chance to meet people who have similar interests to you. I know I made a good friend at the gym whilst I was there. He became my gym buddy, and he helped me a lot because I started talking to him about his experience. I spoke about mine, and it just gives a sort of social circle outside of the one that you may be struggling with, because I struggled more specifically while I was at school, and it just gave me someone to talk to outside of that environment. So I think one of the important things that the gym can do for people who are struggling with mental health is create a routine. And now I know I've spoken in pretty much all my videos about this aspect of control when it comes to mental health, but that's because I think it's genuinely so important that you have this feeling of control when you are struggling. And by having a routine in the gym, or even just going to the gym, you don't even need a gym routine, just knowing you're going to the gym on certain days, it can give this feeling of control over your daily life, and that can be really beneficial. By having that daily routine, it provides like a purpose to your day effectively. I think it's really easy to feel sort of like you're not achieving anything and you don't really have a purpose, or even your purpose is to just feel a bit down every day, and it's easy to just lay in bed when you don't have anything to do. And by saying that you're going to go to a gym at a certain time, that is the purpose of your day effectively, is you're going to make progress towards whatever you want from the gym, whether it's fitness or aesthetics or just putting on muscle or lifting more. By going to the gym that day, you're naturally going to work towards those goals, and that makes you feel like you have a purpose of that day and you are progressing, because it's so easy to face these adversities and not look towards the future. You can get stuck in how you feel at the time, or even look at the past when whatever happened, and it's easy to just look at them and feel bad and feel negative. But if you are looking towards the future, and if you are making progress towards a goal and you're thinking about that goal, it can really help your mental health and make you feel like your days are a lot more beneficial. I think that sense of enjoyment, that sense of control, and that sense of purpose are extremely important for mental health. I think without a feeling of purpose, without control, or without any form of enjoyment, you are really going to struggle with your mental health. And the gym can help, I guess. I think something that's also a lot less obvious when it comes to sort of the gym, or even just exercising in general, is that feeling or that change of self-identity that it can bring. Personally, when I was going through my mental health issues, I had very low self-esteem. My self-identity was of someone who was worthless and didn't deserve sort of enjoyment in my life, or didn't deserve good relationships. It was very, very negative self-identity, and by going to the gym I created this other sense of self that wasn't necessarily negative. It was this gym lad identity that a lot of people still label me with, but that's fine. I don't see it as a bad thing.
Oh, sorry, oh I'm sorry, don't hurt me, sorry.
That gym lad identity just meant that I wasn't always necessarily focused on the negative things I felt about myself, because I didn't view being, a gym goer as a negative thing, and that just meant I wasn't always focused on, the feeling of worthlessness, or the not deserving aspects of my identity. It got to a point where I was revolving my life around the gym, and that was a really nice escape from everything else that I felt was going on in my life. I'd completely changed my diet because I wanted to make more progress in the gym, and naturally a healthy diet makes you feel a lot better psychologically as well. And I also had other friends that I could talk to, and I spent my time at home researching different things for the gym, or making a program or adjusting my program, and it was just a way to get away from everything else that was going on. And I think something even less obvious is that it gave me an identity for other people to talk about as well, rather than just all these negative labels that I had. Because previously when someone heard my name, they'd have all these negative labels in their head, or even the people I knew had these negative labels, that's what they'd immediately think of. And by going to the gym, it gave me that, again, gym lad sort of persona, and that was something else they could talk about, or something else they could think about when they were thinking of me. And it just meant that they weren't always necessarily talking about or focused on these negative labels that I had. I think that was something that was especially important for me, because whenever I was in a conversation, it often ended up revolving around these negative labels. And it just meant that it wasn't always about that. I didn't always have to talk about or get confronted with questions about what happened. It was more just, people would still take the piss out of me for being a gym lad or whatever, but that was fine. I don't take that to heart, because I view the gym as a positive thing. But yeah, I think it was just another way to escape. And another sort of slightly obvious one is it did give me a lot of confidence, and it wasn't to say that I didn't have or was lacking in confidence of how I looked before. I didn't really have an issue with how I looked. I didn't feel especially confident. I didn't feel sort of especially negative. It was just, it gave me something positive to think about myself, because I knew I was making progress. I knew I was getting better in terms of the gym, and it was quite nice and comforting to think there's something in my life, as dire as that sounds, was going well, I guess. So as I started sort of seeing the benefits of the gym, feeling fitter, lifting heavier, looking better, this gave me another feeling of being positive about the future that is often lacking when you're going through mental health problems. Because I know at the time, before I started going to the gym, I was like, mate, my future's ruined. This is my life now. I'm just going to feel bad, and I just have to accept that. But the gym gave me a reason to feel a lot more positive, because I was like, at least I'm going to look better, or at least I'm going to be lifting more. And it just gives you a positive feeling for the future, which is really comforting. I genuinely believe that going to the gym has extremely positive psychological benefits, whether you're going through mental health or not. And I'd hope that it is something people consider if they are struggling with mental health, because there are so many aspects that the gym can help with. It naturally has the more obvious effects, the confidence, the release of endorphins, the meeting people with similar interests, but it can also have very personal and unique benefits as well. For me, it was the feeling of identity changing from really negative labels, or people being able to talk about something else with me. That was a sort of, not unique, but very personal benefit for me, and that can happen to anyone. I can't sit here and label every single benefit of the gym, because a lot of them I obviously haven't experienced, I haven't thought about at least, and hopefully that's something you can discover that derives from the gym. I think the aspects of control and purpose and the positive feeling about the future is something that can benefit a lot of people, and is extremely important, especially when you are struggling for a mental health issue, because as I say in all the videos, control is so vital for feeling content in your life or feeling happy in your life, and that can feel like it's been dragged away from you when you are struggling with a mental health issue. So hopefully by having the gym as a cause of control or as a feeling of control can help you. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I think I spoke really quickly in that video, but I hope you understood it anyway, because I genuinely do believe in the benefits of the gym. I think it's very important. Well, it was very important for me when I was struggling through my mental health issues. So I hope that if you are struggling at the moment, sort of starting to exercise or starting to go to the gym or do these home workouts, I hope that you do start implementing them, and I hope that it does help. Please remember to, you know, like and subscribe and all that, because I do actually put in work in these videos, believe it or not. I don't just sit down and waffle about something. I do waffle, but it's considerate waffling. I actually think about what I'm waffling about. I just naturally waffle. But yeah, please remember like and subscribe and all that. And give me a shout on Instagram, because that's nice to see that. Make sure you share it with your friends and all that. Yeah, I don't really like this part at the end of the videos, because I feel like I'm looking down on you as the person watching the video, but I want this to be more conversation like, so I hope you have enjoyed. See you in a bit, lads.